Hi, this is Shubham, and in this video, we will learn that how to split email addresses from a list. And in this video, you will learn three different methods. So the first one is by a formula. The second is how to do this same scenario with flash fill. And the third one is with using the Power Query. So let's get started. I have already solved this situation with the help of formula, so I will not go in much detail by the formula solution. But primarily, my focus is to give you a simple, easy, and smart solution with the help of flash fill and Power Query, which is available in Excel. So let me explain you the data first. We have one column on left side which contains email addresses with names, and if you can see here the names like Shubham Patel, space, then the email address of that person. Then again we have Yogesh Gangwar and his email address. Then we have Sapna Agrawal and space and another email address. Now from fourth record, the email address is being changing by the pattern. You can see that the email address has been enclosed in less than or greater than sign. And in the example, there is no sign then greater than or less than. But now you can see here, there is a difference between each of the records containing names and emails. But some contains email enclosed with less than or greater than sign and some does not contain at all. So if we need to extract email addresses from this kind of a list where we have a name of a person like first name and middle name and the last name, and some person have only first name and last name, so it becomes very complicated. And let me show you the formula here so you can see the solution. I have used the trim right, substitute left, find function and again with the combination of these similar functions to get my desired outcome. So if an Excel user comes with this approach, they can solve this kind of query, but the user needs to think of this particular formula and it is a big time consuming and it takes a long duration, and sometimes user needs to go to Google or any other resource to find that solution, because we don't exactly remember very exactly that how to solve Excel problems until and unless we are very used to it, right? And again, if I show you the solution of those email addresses which are with the less than or greater than sign, so in this particular solution, you can see that I have used the mid function, find function, again with the logic that the find function is identifying the less than and greater than position. And then from that particular position, the mid function is trying to fetch the email address. So these things become very complicated and time consuming also when the user apply a formula. It is not a wrong approach. It is absolutely right approach. But now as a modern Excel user, we have different available feature in Excel. So might be which takes less time and very efficiently in providing you the similar kind of results which you are trying to fetch from complex formulas. So let's do the same thing with the help of Flash. Well, so here we have again the same data, the name of the persons and email addresses. So let us type the first email address manually. That is Shubham Patel 91 @gmail.com, and I will press enter key. Now I will select this email which I have just typed and selecting these blank cells or this range where I need to extract the other email addresses. I will go to the data tab and here you can see a flash fill option available here. So I will click on flash fill. Now as soon as I click on flash fill, the first email already being extracted, the second email address of Yogesh Gangwar 96 @gmail.com exactly did the correct thing. But now you can see that one big email address with the big last name is coming again. It is not correct. It is giving incorrect details, right? So what I can do is I have already applied a flash fill. I will go to the fourth option or the fourth record And here you can say, or you can go to third record and I will correct this record manually. For example, Neha Agrawal 21 @gmail.com. And now you see that as soon as I press the enter key, now all the records are coming correctly. I just need to correct one more record, hamad.beg @gmail.com. As soon as I press the enter key, now you can see that the flash failed with their intelligence giving me exactly the correct email addresses from this list, right? And as soon as you can see here what we have tried to do with the help of formulas, which takes a lot of time to think and to implement, whereas a flash fill with one or two corrections gives entire column correct email addresses with very less time and with accuracy, right? So the flash fill is available. And also, let's suppose you need to extract the names of all those persons. So some of the names contains 2 words, some of the names contains 3 words. So if I write the first name, which is Shubham Patel, and I will select the entire column and I will click flash fill. Now you can see that all the names are coming, but some of the names are not coming properly. For example, the fourth name, which is Hamid Ahmed Beg, which has 3 words. So if I correct this man, and as soon as I enter key, now you can see that all the records which were previously not coming correctly, now you can see that all the names are coming correctly. And now you can imagine that if you want to do this kind of thing with the help of a formula, you need to make a very complex combination of mid, find, left, or any other combination of formulas, which takes a lot of time. But with the help of flash fill, it is very easy to extract those information which is required by the user. So now after the flash fill, we can also use the Power Query. Now for the Power Query, I have selected this column and I have already made this column as a table format. Now I will go to the data tab and I will click on Chrome table or range, which will open a new window for the Power Query, and we will do all the transformations there. Okay, so this is the power of editor. And what we are trying to do is we need to extract the email addresses and we also want to extract the names, right? So what I will do is I will select this column, right click, and in this contextual menu, I will go to split column by delimiter. And the delimiter is basically a space and I will select rightmost delimiter. So the space which is available on the very right side of each other record will get split by this logic. So all the email addresses have been separated. All the names are already there. So I will rename this column as names and I will rename this column as emails. Now what I need to do is I need to bring the same pattern for all the email addresses. So I want to just remove the less than greater than sign. So what I can do is I will go to transform and I will say replace values. So value up to find less than value, it will remain blank. Okay. And again replace values greater than sign, replace which will remain the blank. That's it. And after the transformation, all the transformation, you have to go to Home tab and click on Close and Load. The best part of Power Query is that it is being automated. So next time, whenever your data contains a new record, you just need to click refresh. So now you can see that in just a few seconds, we were able to extract the names and email addresses very, very correctly. So you can imagine that if you are using a formula, it takes a lot of time in corrections, in implementation, whereas Power Query gives the output in very less time. And for example, if I add one new record, for example, Piyush Gangwar, and I will write email address which is Piyush Gangwar 1993 @gmail.com. So this record is being added in this table and I will go to my output sheet and in the data tab, I will just click refresh. So as soon as I click refresh, you can see that the data has been appended and new record has been transformed and cleaned and according to the user result. So this is how I suggest that instead of going for very complex formulas, which is also correct, but you can do the same thing with flash fill, or you can do the same thing with Power Query to make your data transform automated and in very less time. So I hope you like this video. Thank you.